Today we're going to talk about the version 2 Valkyrie. So what separates the Valkyrie from other packrafts? Really, the Valkyrie is more of an inflatable kayak, and that's really translate the difference in performance right there. So it really is, it doesn't paddle like a packraft, it paddles much more like a kayak. It has edges to it, it has a chine, it has a very good primary stability, but also a little bit of secondary stability as well. As I mentioned before, you can carve it, you can boof it, you can punch through holes and features, and the best part is when you boof over into a hole, it'll skip out just like a kayak will, and you maintain that speed. This really is an inflatable kayak, and it has the performance more of a kayak than an actual packraft. Now, who is this for? Well, this is definitely for the advanced paddler, somebody that's looking to go on expeditions or go on trips and they want a lighter weight boat that they can carve around the river with, and they can be paddling that challenging water where necessarily they don't want to carry a kayak in. But it's also for more beginners. So it could be for people that are learning, so they want to learn how to kayak, but they don't want to deal with being upside down and swimming all the time, which, let's be honest, it absolutely sucks when you're learning to kayak. Whereas something like the Valkyrie, it's going to be a lot more stable. You can still learn and do all of your paddling strokes. However, rolling a Valkyrie is still a lot harder than rolling a kayak. Okay, so some of the things that I personally love about the Valkyrie. This really does give you the ability to step up your paddling to another level for those people that are coming from a packrafting background, okay? You have the speed and the maneuverability to move around features within the river, to change, to brace against the waves as they hit, to punch through strings. As I mentioned, the boofing and just skipping out of holes, that works really, really well. And when you want to boof over a wave or a wave train and get some air, this thing will absolutely launch. So I really love the fact that when I'm paddling this, it's just like a really big, stable creek boat, you know, but it's actually quite fast as well. And on this trip now on the Canali, we've got a few kayakers with us as well, and there's no problem with the Valkyrie keeping up with the kayakers as we make our run through this beautiful river. Okay, with the setup of the boat, so when I'm running it lightweight with nothing in it at all, so no gear, no luggage, I do like to put about 1 liter, maybe 2 liters of water just in the bottom, just to give a little bit of weight. I find that that helps me personally just punch through things a little bit better. A couple of things that are important as well is the new Alpackaraft heavy duty spray skirt. If you're gonna paddle the Valkyrie, you need the heavy duty spray skirt, well worth the investment. So just like when we're setting up our packrafts or our kayaks, it's important that we get the outfitting correct for our body type and our style of paddling. So as I mentioned before, this is a medium, okay? I'm 6 foot tall, 184 centimeters with a 32-inch inseam or leg length, sit length as Alpacka would call it. So on their size charts, I should be a large. I am paddling a medium. Let me show you a few of the tricks I've done. Number one here, the back band is all the way back against the coaming here, but I've got it nice and low. I've got it down here so that it tucks right below my sit bones. So it's not up on my lower back, it's more sitting, instead of being up here, it's back down here. And that's because that's the type of feel I like when I'm in a kayak. So nice and low down here. In the footrest here, Alpacka comes with an optional footrest which you can attach just here. I've actually removed that so my feet are sitting just against the floor here and the end of the packraft there. I personally prefer this. I mean, in this boat I need as much space as I can, but I personally prefer not having that extra air pillow at the front with my feet touching the front of the hull. This just gives me a little bit more of a firmer support to push against. Okay, now what I've done is I inflate the hull as hard as I can get it by mouth. Be careful when you use the packer pump, you can overinflate the rafts. I inflate the floor here as hard as I can. Here, nice and stiff, as hard as I can by mouth. And as you'll see on the bottom, this is what's gonna give the rigidity here on the bottom of the boat. Okay, so you've got a nice hull shape coming through. So I've got the hull nice and stiff and hard, I got the floor nice and stiff and hard, and then I adjust the seat here, and you can see it's just kind of loose. I just adjust the seat to get the seat height that I want so that I'm sitting in the boat. The normal thing goes for when I'm paddling this with the thigh braces, I want to get a nice snug fit on the thigh braces, and we'll go into another video later on about how to get the thigh braces dialed in for you specifically. So The best way to figure out if a boat's for you is to get in it and paddle it yourself. If you're in Europe, you can come see us at Packraft Europe. We're the official alpaca raft dealers. If you're in North America, speak to Alpackaraft directly. Also, make your way to some of the packrafting meetups and events. The European packrafting meetup is held in June every single year for a week long of paddling, and we have all of the alpaca rafts available for demo, including the Valkyrie. So next year, 2024, you can come paddle the version 3, which will be the next one up from this version 2, and you can see all the differences there and feel the stoke for yourself. See you on the river.